Hi everybody, today's career short is going to be talking about diversity, inclusion, and equity in the workplace. And I want to start by talking about the continuum, workforce equity continuum. It starts with diversity, and that includes talent attraction, retention, and promotion of a diverse workforce at all levels. Once we have a diverse workforce, we should be making sure that this talent is valued, recognized, and that they are key contributors to our workforce at all levels. Once we are diverse and once our organization is inclusive, we can achieve equity. And that is when all employees feel empowered to bring their thoughts and ideas to an organization at all levels. And they are supported and given equal opportunity to grow within their profession. And that is the goal in workforce development. That is the goal of really any organization should have, is to make sure that they are diverse, that they are inclusive, and that they are providing equity. So you want to work for a company that values diversity and inclusion, but how do you know if that organization authentically believes in these values? There are many organizations out there that express these values, but how do you really know that they are doing what they say they do? There are some things that you can look for as an applicant before you even start to job search. So before you do an interview, you want to do your research on the company. Look at the job description. How is it written? What kind of language is it using? Look at their social media profiles. Look at their website for signs of diversity and inclusion. But don't rely too heavily on what you see on there, because sometimes people just put random pictures on there. So you want to do research in a lot of different ways. Glassdoor, In Her Sight, Fairy Godboss are some places that do employee review organizations. And also, you want to be mindful about reviews in general. People review things because they either had a really terrible experience or because they had a really good experience. So looking at all perspectives from that. And then I think one of the most important things to look at in doing your research is who makes up that company's leadership team. And if they have a board of directors or any other type of overseeing body, what does that look like? Is it made up of a diverse group of people? Do they have a diversity, equity, and inclusion piece within their organization? Is it just one person? Is it multiple people? You can do in your research, you can figure out answers to these types of questions. You could also Google. Some companies have and disclose their demographic information, so you could Google that just to see what you might be able to find on the company. All things to look for to figure out if the company is diverse and how they are being inclusive and being equitable. During your interview, pay attention. Who is interviewing you? Who did you come in contact with in the office? Who did you see walking around the halls? What do you see on the walls? All of those things can give you some clues as to how diverse and how inclusive an organization might be. You can ask questions to the interviewers. A couple of questions you might want to ask them. What does the company do to help people from different backgrounds and underrepresented minorities feel welcome and empowered? How is diversity shown to be an important value at this company? And does the company offer managers training on diversity, equity, and inclusion? Those are just a couple of questions. You can ask them different questions around those questions. That's just an example of a couple that you could ask. But when you're asking those questions, pay close attention to how they're answering those questions and how easy it is to discuss that topic. If they're fumbling through and not sure how to address and answer those types of questions, that means that the likelihood of them having a diverse, inclusive, and equitable workforce is very slim. After the interview, evaluate and check in. So you can check out the benefits that the company offers, what's their parental leave policy. These things will give you clues as to how inclusive and equitable a company really is. Who do they allow as dependents on their healthcare plans? Is it inclusive of all identities and cultures? What accommodations do they provide for employees with disabilities? And then you can always try to connect with somebody on LinkedIn who works for that company and ask them some clarifying questions and ask them if they might sit down and talk to you about the company culture. There are a ton of really great resources out there to help us make these decisions and help us with this research. One of those is Diversity Inc. And you can search on there for, they always do a top 50 based on select criteria every year. And you can search different organizations, different areas of employment as well, and look at specific employers. And then here is just a sample of diversity career resources that we have access to. There's diversityemployers.com, Out for Work, Trans Employment Program, Black Enterprise, the Urban League Jobs Network, Asian, goldsea.com, I Am Diversity, Native American Jobs, Ask Jan, which is for people with disabilities, military.com, Advancing Women, and Interstride, which is for international students. So this is just a sample of the different resources that are available for you out there to search for jobs with diverse companies and to put yourself out there and get research on some of the companies. And always know that we are here for you. We can assist in helping you navigate your network, interviews, provide tips on researching companies, and guide you to other diversity resources to help in your career journey. Reach out to us at exchange@marian.edu, or you can visit our website at www.marian.edu/exchange for additional resources, and we look forward to working with you.